So, Shalom, I am making this video to show you guys and to update you guys in my first graders curriculum. I know I've been saying that I'll be back, but 2022 was a long year and I'm trying to start 2023 on the right step. Just hang on tight with me. It's gonna take a few moments for me to grasp back into my regular routine with you guys. I still homeschool, it's just life goes on, and I've taken a break from making videos and posting and all that kind of stuff. But this is my first graders curriculum, what we use for everything. Let's get started. So right here, this is the planner. This planner is really for both of us. So I write down what we've got done, and she reads her spelling words and her sight words here. She writes her name, she signs off on it, etc., etc. This reminds us of a regular planner that they use in public school, so it's fine. I'm going to start off with the light things first. We also have daily phonics. We go through daily phonics. We don't do it every single day, honestly. We do it about 2-3 times a week, and it's been working fine for us. She gets it because if you notice, when it comes to daily phonics, it's just one activity, like one activity a day. So 2 pages basically equals the entire week. So this is section Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Because we don't do every single subject every single day, we don't really hit this book every single day. So a Wednesday for us might end up on a Thursday. A Friday for us might end up on a Saturday, and etc. So I'm just going to skip and show you guys. It's the same throughout the entire book, but it shows you blending. This is blends BRCRDR in this entire part. I do navigate reading with some books together, and I'll show you guys. I'll put them in the corner to show you guys which books I navigate through spelling and reading together. Since we're speaking about reading, I'm just going to go ahead and continue. So we have these. I got these from Amazon. I'll put a link down below and the price. What I got these a while ago, so I'm not really sure, but I know I got these from Amazon. Again, it's just when I'm on the road and we have to hurry up and do school on the road. These are just easy to pick up. I put them in their book bags and we get moving. It comes in 2 sets, and I believe it has 13 or 14 sets. And it also comes with this, so you don't have to worry about it. Let's see. So it starts off easy with A-E-I-O-U, short A-E-I-O-U sounds, and then it continues, you see, with digraphs and blending sounds and etc. Okay. Same for this one. This is 8. This is more a beginning blend. So yeah. This is the vowel rules. Like magic e-chart and vowel team chart, etc. So she picks up on it. Let's set that over there. Okay. I'm pretty sure you guys know what this is already. This is my favorite reading lesson. We do this about 3 times a week. Yep, about 3 times a week. 20 easy lessons for your child to learn. And this is how I taught when she was in kindergarten. We started learning in kindergarten how to read. And this is honestly how she started learning how to read. And she's in 1st grade and she's pretty good. She can read books by herself, 1st grade books by herself. And it starts off small, just in case. If you guys want me to go ahead and go through a review again for this book, I'll be happy to do it. If not, you guys can just go ahead and check out my old videos. Again, you just start off small with letter sounds, and then 2-word letter blends, and then you start with 3-word letter blends, and that's how it continues. Again, this is also part of reading and spelling. Okay. This is Scholastic Grammar. I actually love Scholastic Grammar. I don't use this every single day because I feel like it's a very small book, and I use this when she needs more practice. So It's more practice when it comes to sentence types, word, order, common pronoun, adjective, linking verb, subject, capitalization, punctuation, and a lot more. I pair this with, it with Language Fundamental. Excuse me. The two #1 curriculums, we are a secular homeschooling family. So the two main curriculums that we do use a lot in this household is Evan Moore and Spectrum. So we do pair these two together. I love this book. It's a very large book. It talks about nouns, adjectives, pronouns, verbs, etc., etc. And this book is not that bad. Again, the reason why I love Evan Moore is because it removes all the color, all the crayon and distraction and, highlighted pictures. And it just lets the child focus on learning. Like, see, nothing is colored. There's pictures, but nothing is really colored. So the child just gets to focus and no distraction. So I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to a whole bunch of colors, my first grader still gets a little distracted. So I paired them with this. This is a page for noun and verb. So she knows her nouns and verbs. So when she gets to know a subject, we go ahead and pair it with the grammar book. And that's how we've been doing it. So she circles her periods in this book and all that kind of stuff. How the first letter of every sentence has to be capitalized, etc., etc. She has to write a sentence, understanding a simple, complete sentence, etc. So these two I like to pair together. Okay. So I'm doing all the spelling and reading so we can get that out the way. This is another book that I love. I don't let her write on this book because this book goes from kindergarten to 2nd grade. So right now I just put a sheet protector and she writes over with her marker. And it's basically word families. Again, it speaks of word families regarding digraph charts and blends and vowel team charts and etc. And she does really good in it. Again, once your child can actually read 3-letter words, there's a lot of things that they actually can do by themselves, and you can let them do hands-on activity by themselves, and you don't have to worry about looking over their shoulder. But they do have to be able to read 2 to 3-letter words by themselves. And that's it. Like I said, I did let her start writing it, and then I stopped because, again, this book is for 3 years. So I want to come back every few weeks and see if she picked it up on it, because if she actually did the activity and she forgets, then it's a problem because she already wrote on it. So I do put a sheet protector, and then she redoes it again in a few weeks later to make sure she actually understands. So yes, again, this is for kindergarten to 2nd grade. Okay. This is Spectrum spelling. Yes, for my first grade, the main curriculums that we do, the main subjects that we actually do, because she's still in 1st grade, is we focus more on reading, spelling, reading comprehension, phonics. Because again, if your child can't read, if your child's having a hard time understanding phonics, understanding letter blends and reading comprehension, then it's going to be hard for your child to be able to read sentences when it comes to science, social studies, and get the full comprehension of what she's reading. So yes, even though we do science and social studies, it's more of a once a week. Sometimes we skip the whole week and we do it the next week. Really depends on if we are caught up and if we have extra time. So we also have a whole bunch of DVDs that we do at home. Different curriculum DVDs. I can make a whole other video regarding that. If you guys want, just let me know. But this is Spectrum spelling and this is Spectrum phonics. I love Spectrum because it actually does the opposite of Evan Moore spelling. I use both of them, like you see over there. That's also spelling. And let me actually show you the difference between Evan Moore and Spectrum. The thing I like about Spectrum is it has so much colors, but it doesn't give you enough practice to make sure that your child understand what they're doing when it comes to spelling. So they have a lot more like, make sure you understand the beginning sound, make sure you understand the middle sound, make sure you understand the ending sound, and then you circle it. See, more practices, continue more practices. The book is exactly the same throughout. It doesn't necessarily give you, you know how like when we were in elementary school, if you were in public school or private school, it gives you a list of spelling words that you can practice weekly and make sure that you know at the end of the week. So Spectrum does not give you that, and that's why I had to pair it with Evan Moore. It is beautiful because my child actually can do this by herself. I just have to give her a page and I read it to her and she could do it by herself without me micromanaging her. So it gives me time to focus on my little ones. So she's able to do that by herself. So that's Spectrum spelling. And here's the big difference between Spectrum spelling and Evan Moore spelling skills. So literally it says spelling skills. Remember that part? Because it actually does break down the spelling skills. So just in the beginning of the word, it says spelling record sheet. My spelling record students. And it basically has a list of things that they're going to show you how to do. So it shows in the first week, we're going to talk about short A's, recognizing A sounds. Second week, short I's, and putting them together in 2-letter words, and then blending them. And then we're going to continue. By the end of the year, your child should be able to read all of these. Again, these are the spelling words for every week. At, and, a. My child already knows all this, but I wanted to bring another curriculum that actually boost her self-esteem when it comes to this. But this is just the beginning, and then at the end of the year she'll be able to read longer words and put them in sentences. Now this is what I love about Evan Moore. You see how they give you spelling words, and now she has to read the spelling words. You can also have space to add your own spelling words, but I usually do that in my planner like I showed you guys in the early part of the video. And then she reads it, she copies and spells it. And then once she copies and spells it, I cover this side, I say the word to her, and she sounds it out and spells it. I'm right here when I'm doing this to her because I don't want her to actually peek and all that kind of stuff. So she actually has to spell it out herself and remember it. So this actually gives an extra boost of understanding and breaking down what is she actually learning. Once we do that, and again, this is the same words for the week, she's able to put all these words and fill them up. And then she's going to cross these out. It's the same thing every single week for different spelling words. And I love this because it gives her practice to understand every single word and the actual definition of the word, and not just spelling a 2-3 letter word. She's actually understanding the proper sentence function, where does a noun go, where does a verb go, and all these kind of things. The preposition, conjunction. She's understanding all this with the Evan Moore book, and I like that. So she's gonna circle the correct one that goes into the sentence. She's gonna write the sentence, circle the spelling word. She's gonna put the beginning word from her spelling word for the week in these sentences, and then she's gonna do rhyming words. And that's really it. And then it continues on with the next spelling word. So this gives her a more understanding of every spelling word, rather than this gives her a more understanding of beginning, middle, and ending sounds. And I like the color of this, but I also like the blank pages of this. It's just education. When we open this book, she knows we just have to focus. And I'm usually next to her when doing this book. While the other one, she's usually by herself. Again, we're still in reading and spelling and all that. This is Spectrum's Spectrum Phonics, sorry, brain fart. Yeah, so this is Spectrum Phonics. It's gonna go again over the O, U, long vowels, short vowels, blendings, vowel chart, vowel team chart, etc. See, like it goes over blendings when we get to the end. And again, she's gonna circle what she hears. She's gonna write what she hears, etc. It goes very well with the Spectrum spelling. Spectrum spelling and Spectrum Phonics goes very well together. These are two books that she can do by herself. I'm not stressed about these 2 books. Yeah, so very hands-on. If you want to be able to do everything around the house, I would really suggest getting these books, because once they get it, they get it. Okay, I think that's really, no, I lied. We also have journal. So we're working on her, I don't know if you guys can see this, but we're working on her handwriting. So 3 times a week, we actually, I write a sentence on the board right there. And she takes a sheet of paper and she writes it. When she's done, I correct her writing and I put it on this side. So that is the journal. I don't have a notebook for it. I prefer to do it like this because I don't want her drawing. I prefer a loose sheet of paper. So every single day she knows to grab a sheet of paper, or 3 times a week, she grabs a sheet of paper. If she sees anything on the board, then she knows it's a journal day. So that's part of writing also. I think that's it for writing and phonics and reading, and when it comes to that kind of category. Now, let's step into math. Okay, for math, we have two books. Again, we also have DVD curriculums and other kind of stuff, but we're just focused on the books. And we have lots and lots of flashcards, but the main thing that we are focused on first grade, when it comes to the flashcards, we have addition, subtraction, all that kind of stuff, but these are the 2 main flashcards that we do use because it does help her when it comes to these. So the number 1 curriculum that we do use for math, again, is Spectrum. Spectrum is a secular curriculum. And if you've watched any of my old videos, you know that my child thrives in math. That is her favorite, my toddler did that. That is her favorite subject, so I don't necessarily have to sit next to her again. We've been doing math since she was in preschool. We used to do it with manipulatives, but we don't do that no more. The pages that you see crossed out is because it's very easy for her. We don't even try because she does a lot of this in flashcards already. So we don't even try to do this. She already knows her addition by like very simple, where I don't have to hold her hands from 0 to 20. Very simple. No matter what way you actually add it up, whether you stack it up horizontal or diagonal, whatever, it doesn't matter. She gets it done. So math is just one of the most simplest things for me to just give her to do, and she gets it done. So yeah. When it comes to these test pages, we actually do half of them in a day, and then we continue with something else. But yeah, this Spectrum book continues on from math when it comes to addition, subtraction, and then it goes to money, and then it goes to place value and shapes and etc. Now, once in a while, we don't do math every day. We do math probably twice a week because, again, it's not one of those subjects that she actually struggles in. I can actually not do math for 2-3 weeks and she doesn't lose anything. This is a backup when she's done with this page. And I need more time for myself because, again, math is not something that I hold her hands with. So I give her another page for this. And this is Scholastic, and she circles groups of 10s, groups of 1s, and she's able to break it down. Again, groups of 1s, groups of 10s, and she's able to put it together. And yeah, she counts the sides, and she knows the shapes, etc. And then all these. For these stuff, because they're so pretty, I actually again put a sheet protector on it, and she's able to get it done and not ruin the page, and she's able to use it all over again. And then we continue with learning how to count by 10s, which she's been able to do for a while now, counting by 5s, counting singular, counting by 20s, etc., etc., etc. So this is just practice, more practice, more practice, and it gives me more time. So yeah. Then we continue, and it brings on with money, and we actually have a whole money DVD and play money and all that kind of stuff. She loves using the ruler, and we also are learning about measuring cups and what equals a gallon, a car and all that kind of stuff, teaspoons. So this is the actual 2 workbooks that we use. Now we do have manipulatives for them, but for the majority of the part, we don't bring out the manipulatives a lot when it comes to my oldest one. And again, I'm pretty sure most of us know the Play School flashcards. This is just basically money, and this is clock. She knows how to tell time from her hours to half an hour to 15 minutes. So how would I break that down? So she knows 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, etc. She knows 12:30, 1:30, 3:30. She knows 12:15, 12:30, 12:45, 1 hour. So she's able to break it down like that. So we're focusing on counting the little small numbers in between 5, 10, 15 zeros, the minute hand. And she knows all of her coins and money. So math is not really a big problem for us. Now, this is when it comes to social studies and science. This is more of read aloud books. Okay. Now, when it comes to science, she is huge in science. I actually got these books at a thrift store. We went out as a family and we saw these books for like $2 each, or like almost $2 each. And we decided to go ahead and get them because on Amazon, we actually looked them up and they're a lot more expensive. And someone actually were able to put it away and we actually got them. So this is science. This is still science, but botany. This is more of like social studies, world map, not geography. So we use that. So we pair this. Okay, world history. We pair those and those together. And we probably read those books maybe twice a week. Really depends if she's bored. I'm like, Mom, okay, if you're bored, let's go get a book. And she picks whatever book that she wants to learn about. And then we ask questions and we draw a picture. So let's see, science. The reason why I also like these books is whatever my first grader is at the age where she asks so many questions. And I don't always have the answer. And I don't always want her to feel comfortable going to Google every single thing. I want her to actually pull up a book. So this is another reason why I love these books. And they're on a shelf where she's able to access them. So this one, what is science? It starts off with origin of life, if you want to call it that. And it basically speaks about, dinosaurs, early life, and matter. We do have another science curriculum that we use. It breaks down waves, matter, force, etc. I think I actually made a video about it prior, like last year. I don't remember which one, but I can also send you guys the link or put it underneath this video link. But yes, so light, where does light come from? Does light travel, etc., etc.? So yeah, all the questions that a lot of people may have when it comes to these are just basic answers for someone or a child to understand. It's not that difficult. The way that they actually break it down in this book is very easy and simplified, and it actually gives you ideas on science projects to do with your family. So I love this. And that's science. And this is another one. This one was less than $10. Again, you can buy these books on Amazon. I'm not sure of the price, but if you guys want me to put down the link, I don't mind. Again, it says what are solids, what happens in evaporation and condensation, what is an atom, periodic table. So it's a slow understanding of science, and especially for her age, I think it actually helps her grasp all this. And then if she wants to learn more, we actually have DVDs, and it goes into more details for this. Again, botany, 100 questions to know about plants. So plant science. How much sugar does photosynthesis make in a year? How does a flower form so quickly? How are seeds dispersed? What lives in a tree, etc., etc. And she loves this. This is really the kind of science that she enjoys. because she likes drawing trees and birds and nature. How do water plants stay afloat, etc., etc. So another science book. Okay, so these would go together. Lands of people, continent. Let's see, 6 countries and flags, 8 government rulers, 10 keeping in touch, etc., etc. So how different are we from one another? Where do people live? Why do countries have flags? She's asked that question too. How does anyone get to be a king or queen? Do we use different ways of writing? We are, I'm not sure if I said this, but we are a multilingual household. So questions like these are very much asked a lot in our household. We do speak 5 languages in this household. So we try to make her understand that some languages are written from like right to left and other languages are written from left to right. And sometimes she gets confused when she's writing English and writes the opposite way, which it's a little tricky sometimes when you're doing schoolwork with them, but it's better to start them young instead of later on in life, and she'll eventually get it. Where are the biggest cities in the world? What problems do cities have? Etc., etc. How do we keep warm and dry? Yeah. Ancient history, ancient Mesopotamia, ancient Egypt, India, China, Greece, Rome, Native Americans, etc. Incas, Aztecs, artists, etc. Yeah, and it breaks down. Ancient India and China. Again. So yeah. Ancient Rome. Again, this is also history, social studies. This would also fall under that category. World history, the Renaissance, the British Empire, Industrial Revolution, French Revolution, the World War, etc. So we haven't really dived into this one yet. I feel like it's a little bit too much for her, but we do hold it, and she does like to look at the pictures and all that kind of stuff, but we have not reviewed this one yet. And then last but not least, when it comes to social studies, which I love, is Pearson My World Social Studies. And I started this book with her when she was in kindergarten. Honestly, I love this book. It just simplifies social studies. I'm going to continue to use this book. The questions are so simple, and we can do an art project with it and talk about it for 5 minutes. As a family, I can include my toddler in this. So what are rights? What are responsibilities? How do we get along with others? I don't let them draw here. I let them draw on that wall over there. And we actually have smaller whiteboards that they can carry and just draw on a couch or wherever they want to go ahead and draw about what we actually learned and read. Who are our leaders? How do we make decisions? This is just a fun way to actually introduce social studies and get their mind thinking. And then last but not least is drawing, which is honestly not a curriculum. It's just sometimes my kids really love to draw, and I waste a lot of paper in this house. A lot. I mean, oh my God, you wouldn't believe how much paper. So that is why they're also allowed to use their whiteboard, because at least with the whiteboard, they're able to erase. So I actually have 3 drawing books. I don't remember where I put the other 2, but this is the main one. And this one is mostly used by my 1st grader. It basically teaches you how to draw some animals. And I can actually show you guys in another video how well she's gotten in drawing animals. She usually draws them on the board. But yeah, she really loves this book. And it is basically her artwork time, her free time where she wants to be alone, and I let her be alone and spend time by herself where the toddler does not have to bother her. So this is it. Is honestly what I use for when it comes to books, what I use for my first grader curriculum. Again, we use other stuff. We use DVDs. We use homeschool DVDs. We use a lot of, what's that called? Charts. We use a lot of like small books, reading books. But let me show you guys. If you guys want me to go over like stuff like this, if you guys want me to go over what I have in my homeschool classroom, I would love to. Just let me know. But for the majority of the part we do for my first grader, she is mostly good when it comes to books. While as my toddler, she's mostly better with manipulators. So we have a lot of manipulators also, but we just don't use them a lot with our first grader. But this is what we use for our first grader. If you have any questions, you can always leave it, comments, message me, email me, and I'm happy to answer any questions. So thank you for watching. Shalom. Have a good night.